All right, everybody say hi to YouTube if you're feeling frisky. All right, Hotfix 30 or Hotfix 62 is in the game already. They brought the servers down. The servers are already back up. So there's some balance changes. A couple of things like really made me scratch my head. I don't know why they changed stuff for certain things. But there's also a big addition for the remainder of the wipe, because last night in the Q&A they talked about how they were going to do something fun and interesting. And they definitely did something interesting. Okay, so fixed an issue where Druid's natural healing perk did not work properly. Projectiles could hit the characters that are in Phantom Eyes and Dreamwalk state. An issue where Halbert's third combo attack did not connect to very close targets. So we mentioned last night that the handle hit on the third swing wasn't connecting. It had no hitbox. Looks like they fixed that real quick. Fixed an issue where Ranger backstep skill could be activated while in the silent state. So if you were silent, you could still use backstep, which I guess was a bug. Areas on certain maps with the Druid rat form could fall off. I'm not sure, like it would knock you out of rat form. That seems interesting. Moonlight Cloak skin did not properly apply to the Tattered Cloak. Fixed an issue where players' melee damage may not apply when attacking through a window. A spell overload knowledge penalty changed from -30 to -20%. This actually gives wizards a little bit more choice then. I don't know what the math would be on that. I think it still kind of sucks, but it's a little bit better. I think the knowledge penalty plus quick chant would bring it back, right? So you'd be kind of like a baseline. Wizard fireball damage changed from 25-15 to 25-12. So they reduced the splash damage, which we were talking about for a couple of weeks now, saying that splash damage was a little obnoxious. So that's better. Explosion damage been changed from 25 to 28. So they buffed explosion. Okay. Warlocks can no longer use the Chris Dagger. So I saw this note when I first got up this morning, and I kind of ended up scratching my head about it. I don't know what the thought process was to take the Chris Dagger away, because that means that you're only using a falchion now with a shield, right? So it slows Warlocks down. You know, there's a big move speed, like slow penalty when you hit people with a falchion, so I suppose that's a plus. I guess it's just a way to like, and it passively nerfs Shadow Touch, and it passively nerfs the builds where you're giving people Bloodstained Blade. So I'm not sure like what the thought process was with like taking the Chris Dagger away. It kind of ends up being a pretty generalized nerf for people that were using the dagger, because there's a, you know, like the Demon Warlock build would typically use a Chris Dagger and the shield, and now you don't really get that luxury. So now you have a bigger move speed penalty holding a falchion, so you run slower. Like in general, if you're going to use a shield build, you're going to run slower no matter what, and you know the swing speed is less, and you're getting less benefit from like across the board. Now you have there's no more like faster attack option for like Shadow Touch. Interesting change. I don't know why they went that route, but it's just strange. I don't know what the thought process was there. I don't know. Like I kind of liked having a dagger build. You know, maybe, I don't know, give Warlocks a Rondel or something. Like, let them just use, like, a basic dagger. I mean, it just seems strange. I don't know. And of course, like, people that don't like Warlocks or whatever, like, in the comments section, they'll end up saying something to the effect of, like, get good or, like, F Warlocks, or they needed to get nerfed or whatever. And I know that I'll make jokes about, like, Rangers and shit all the time, but I guess I just don't see the point of taking it away, because it kind of, like, kills a little bit more diversity. And I realize, like, people, again, will end up looking at it like, well, you know, there's so much class diversity with Warlocks already, you know, like bards have none. But I think that is an argument to increase the class diversity of the other classes, not decrease the class diversity of one of the existing classes. But it's just me. Okay, Druid's Panther form health penalty changed from -20 to -25%. Okay, so they're making Druid's Panther less tanky. Primary attack attribute bonus ratio changed from 135 to 130. So this is the right click. The right click attack, the bite, is going from 135 to 130. So they must be looking at it like it was a little too strong once you get the stat scaling involved. So I haven't played against or played as a Druid in a little over a week now because of all the other stuff that was going on. So I guess the Druids in the room will have to comment on it. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a change. I mean, 5% is fine. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Druid's rat form movement speed bonus changed from 10% to 0%. So a little bit easier to catch rats, way easier to body them. That's going to be an interesting change too, because it will be way easier to body rats in this case. And like one of the best ways to beat Druids that are in rat form is just once they get into rat form, try and stay on top of them, because if you stand on top of them, they don't have enough room to shapeshift and they never get away. So it's one of the best moves to do is to try and like catch them while they're in rat form running around. Just stay on top of them and then they can't shift away and you kill them. Survival instinct duration changed from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. That's an interesting change too. Chat, what do we think about the survival instinct modification? Does anyone care on the rat form? Like that's the little like speed buff change. Most people, I think that if they're running rat like that, they probably have a good amount of agility on their gear anyway already because they try to like mix Panther and Bear a little bit. Doesn't seem like it really matters, right? Yeah, no one cares. Okay. And then the big thing is they temporarily brought back the multi-class system as an end of season event. They've unlocked the class master for every class and you receive all 13 learning points upon reaching level 20 with a character. We've also greatly enhanced the midwife service from the fortune teller so you can reset your learning tokens frequently and at a fair price. We've greatly reduced the price and availability of the luck pots from fortune teller to make the hunt for high grade items, including artifacts, much easier for the final days. We want to thank you for staying with us to the end of the season. So they brought back multi-class, and this is what it looks like. You have the vendors, or each class master, I guess I should say. If you go to the training screen, you have masters of each class that are all level 2000, and you have 13 tokens to roll to try and get your multi-class built. So yeah, everybody's going to be able to go ham, I guess. Pretty interesting. And I remember I said something earlier about how like this was the easiest season in the history of HR AP grinds, like across the board. There's a dude with 1 million AP. 1,000,001 almost AP. That's insane. 1 million AP. That dude's got to be cheating his balls off. He's got to be cheating his balls off. Both of them. This is just crazy. Even 390,000 is insane, but 1 million AP? My God. Wait, he's live now? Wait, he's a streamer? He's a streamer? All right, I take it back. He ain't cheating his balls off. He just lives in the game. My man. I take it back. I take it back. That's Todoroki. Oh, not this guy? He's the streamer? Who's this dude? Are they a duo or something? See, I don't know. This is my issue, man. I basically I live doing like content crap and then I go do family stuff and I have no idea who content creators are. Like if they're like, unless they're like dudes that are like on Twitch every day and I see them in the categories and stuff, I have no idea who most of these guys are. And that's my fault. Like I wish I had more time to like, you know, see the folks and like get to know them and shit, you know. They said that it's gonna be a discovered thing. Vexed. Warlock has been grinding for a long time. Yeah, okay. So Todoroki is a content creator with 1 million AP and he's streaming like crazy. I guess he's been farming the entire season, but still 1 million AP is insane. I have no idea who this guy is, but like 1 million AP and then number 3 is 390k. Is nuts. That's crazy. And considering that like you get down into like the 50s and it's at 51k, you know, like you can like at let's say you're netting like 1500 AP around, like if you're doing really, really well, that's still a lot of runs. That's crazy grind. 1 million AP is crazy grind. That dude is like living in it. 2.5 to 3.5 AP per game. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it just goes to show you though, if they have optimized runs, they go ham. That's pretty cool. Pretty crazy. So anyway, yeah, so class mastery is in the game. For people that are newer, to get there, the way that it works is you go to class and then training, like where you would get your redemption tokens. And then this class master, you just pick like on the character that you want to augment, right? So in this case, I'm on my wizard. So you go to the class master, you pick which class that you want to learn something from, right? So let's say I want a warlock, trait, talent, whatever. It rolls 3 at random. So you hit redeem, and then it rolls 3, and then you pick one. So I want my wizard to have Flame Walker, right? Flame Walker costs health, but I can run Flame Walker. So I say receive, and now I have Flame Walker. You can't get it a second time, so if I do another one and it gives me the 3, I'll never see Flame Walker again because I already know it, so I can do it again. In this case, I can get Vampirism or I can get Blow of Corruption. Now I could go Bonk Wizard. You could go Bonk Wizard with Ignite and Blow of Corruption. And then you can see how you can like make some pretty broken, crazy shit, right? That's multi-class. And it was in for a short time and everybody was like, why is this here? And it was like very game breaking and then they took it back out. So this is going to break the game for the next week and then they're going to wipe it all and take it away on September 6th. All right? That's everything. Everybody say bye. Bye, YouTube. All right. So that's everything in a nutshell. And we'll get back to the regularly scheduled streams. Okay, bye.